Hi guys, welcome back to 30 Days of If I Could Tell You Something. And today we're going to be talking about friendships with my babes there. Keep my iron box on the table. Anyway, so we're going to be talking about friendships. And so I've had many friendships in my life, and I'm someone who sticks to the same kind of friends. I have a little friend here who's trying to get into my video. Do you want to get into my video, She? So one of the things I've learned and I hold dear to me is understanding different friendships. So like we're all different people. All your friendships can't serve the same purpose. Like your friendships are different, and they're different for a reason. It's like if you have a husband or if you have a partner, they can't be your be-all and end-all of everything. I know there's a lot of that going online where people want to show you that, my husband is my everything, my partner is my everything, my boyfriend is my everything. They cannot be your everything if you're to have like a really healthy, and sustainable relationship, for lack of a better word. So for me, I know how my friends show up for me. So sometimes I'll have, say, a function, and maybe one of my friends or two of my friends will show up, and then one person will be saying, oh, Nani never shows up, or but I know in my heart, I'd rather they don't show up for this, but when I call them for whatever it is that our friendship is for, that they're there for me, that's what matters to me. So I've learned along the way not to hold grudges or to expect people to be the same. People can't be the same. One person will show up for you in this situation, another one will show up for you in this situation. That's why it's called a community. That's why it's called a tribe. You build a tribe around yourself. So I know for myself, I know who I can call if I have problem with my children. Maybe my child is going through something and I need help. I know who I can call. If it's for spiritual matters and I need to discuss something spiritual with someone, I know what friend I can call. If I'm talking about business or I'm talking about finances, I know who I can call. I have that friend that I call every day. I have, well, that's not true. I don't have anybody I call every day, except my sister sometimes. But yeah, you get what I'm saying? Kila mtu akona place ana play kwa maisha yako. So if you look at friendships like that, I think we'd have more friendships. And, I have to say that people have not always understood why I have different friends and but I feel like for me, every friend has a place in my heart, and they play a different role to another friend. So if you come to my gathering of friends, sometimes I have to decide, ninataka huyu hapa na huyu hapa, watawezana, that kind of thing of do you want these people around each other? Will they be able to be around each other? So I think it's really important for us to compartmentalize our friendships. I think there's a better word for it, but in the meantime, let's use that word, because if you do not do that, you're going to risk losing valuable friendships. My brother read me a quote the other day, and he was saying something along the lines of, it's better to rebuild an old friendship or a lost friendship than to start a new friendship, And I think that rings so true, because, my friends, I'm in my 30s. Uko ninaangalia foto hivi, tunaiambia come. Hebu niambie, how are we going to start building friendships now? I mean, my kids are quite young, and now I'm having to be proactive and intentional about building friendships with the mothers of these children, or rather the parents of these children, because my daughter likes playing with their kids. So, and it's stressful, my friend. Where my daughter used to go for nursery, I met this woman. She was really nice. My daughter used to play with the son, and they were really good buddies. Can I tell you, we planned for 2 years to meet, and I left that school and we still didn't meet. Literally, when I see her driving on the road sometimes and I'm waving, we just laugh, because we know we are those people who never left the WhatsApp chat. We never left it. We stayed there and we iliishia tu hapo. So I already know how hard it is to build friendships. So for me, the friendships I have, I try to look at them like that. And that's not to mean that there's places you will like, if I was having a wedding, I'm gonna expect you to come, love, you know. But like, if there's really important occasions, like I would want you to be there if you're my friend, you know, irrespective of how you play a role in my life. So yeah, I think that's what I wanted to share today, and to relieve people of the pressure of feeling like, oh, I'm being a bad friend to someone. You know, you show up when it counts. You know, when it counts, you show up. Yeah. So I'm like me. I'm not very good with phone calls, but like if you need me, you know, you can call me. And my friends, if you're watching this video, can you leave a comment and say that what I have said is the truth? Because nisikae mtutu wa uongo huku hivi in the social medias. So that's my encouragement to you, that don't put too much pressure on your friendships, because you don't want them to fall apart. Also, like, just realize that some people are in your life for different seasons, and some seasons end, you know, and it's hard to part ways with friendships that you think shouldn't end. But I don't think some friendships should end if we know what the friendship is for, or like the purpose of the friendship in your life. Like, there's nothing purposeless. There's no relationship that has no value, you know. And might I add that I'm only talking about healthy relationships, or like if you have a friendship that you're struggling with, maybe it's time to look at it and see, actually, am I expecting too much from this person? You know, sometimes we expect a lot from others and we forget that they have their own lives to live. Like, I might be going through so much, but there's someone else who's also going through so much. So the expectations sometimes are not, okay, mommy. Haziko. Yes, stand. Yeah, yeah. Are you happy? My baby is learning to stand, so now she just wants to keep standing. Yes, so yeah, relationships are different, and I think it's important that we don't put too much pressure on our friendships, because they will burst, and you don't want your friendships to burst, especially in this world. After COVID happened, there's a lot of us who became so lonely, and so like we kept to ourselves. So if you already have relationships that you've had over years, you don't want to rupture them because you feel like you need this, you need this, you need this. Like, we need to be very careful about what it is we're expecting from others. You know, nobody owes you anything, unfortunately. So just know that every relationship you have, every person who've taken the time to call you, whether they called you 2 months later, they called you. It's a gift, and I think let's just appreciate each other. I think we have so much pressures going on in the world now for us to be like, you know, you're constantly expecting this and that and the other from people. Like, you know, give people a break. Yeah, now. So that's my 30 days of If I Could Tell You Something. I hope to see you on the next one. Bye. You want to say bye? Bye.